In this solution, we use an Oracle AI data platform notebook workflow to transform raw gridded spatial measurements into a smaller, business-ready polygon layer through spatial aggregation. That output is stored in Oracle Autonomous AI Lakehouse and visualized in Oracle Analytics Cloud, making it easier to analyze and use in downstream decisions. Instead of working directly with nearly 500,000 individual raster cells, this workflow smooths the surface, groups the values into meaningful bins, and aggregates those same bin regions into about 5,000 polygons, creating a much cleaner spatial layer for mapping and analytics. So, the core question this workflow answers is, how do we turn dense geospatial measurements into an analytical layer that business users can actually work with? Now, let's look at what this workflow is ultimately producing for analytics. At the end of this process, the main output is a polygon-based spatial layer that can be visualized directly in Oracle Analytics Cloud, with the generated zones styled by risk category. This gives us a clean map-based view of the output and makes it much easier to see how the spatial patterns are distributed across regions. Just as importantly, this same polygon layer becomes reusable analytical context for broader business-facing views. Once the layer is stored in Oracle Autonomous AI Lakehouse and made available in analytics, it can be combined with supply chain assets, service locations, or demand patterns to support richer downstream analysis. Now, let's move into the notebook and follow the process in order. We begin by installing and importing the required Python libraries. This includes NumPy for array handling, xarray and netCDF4 for reading the climate file, SciPy for smoothing, GeoPandas and Shapely for vector geometry, Rasterio for polygon extraction, and the Oracle JDBC connection components used later for loading the final layer into Oracle Autonomous AI Lakehouse. Next, we configure the notebook. This section defines the database connection settings, the wallet folder, the input file location, the spatial reference system, the tolerance, and the final output table name that will hold the polygon layer. Before the main processing begins, the workflow adds a few support steps that make the run more reliable and easier to manage. It first adds timing helper functions so each major stage can be measured and summarized at the end of the run. It then creates a time-stamped working area for the current run, which keeps each execution clean and avoids conflicts with earlier files. After that, the workflow downloads the temperature input file into that location, streaming it in chunks for a more stable transfer of the large netCDF source. The workflow then opens the netCDF file, subsets it to the United States, and filters it to the target time period. At that point, the raster values are brought into memory for processing. The workflow extracts the longitude array, the latitude array, and the value matrix that will be used in the next steps. Then the workflow prepares the temperature bins and business categories. As part of this step, it first applies a Gaussian smoothing filter with a sigma value of about 1.2 to reduce local noise and create more natural transitions across neighboring cells. It then calculates percentile-based breakpoints across the valid values, which produces 10 business-friendly bins across the range. Those break values are used to place each valid raster cell into the right temperature band. The workflow also maps those bands into clearer business categories such as low, moderate, high, and very high. So, the final output is easier to interpret in Oracle Analytics Cloud. Then we reach the polygonization step. Using rasterio shapes together with an affine transform, the workflow converts groups of neighboring raster cells from the same bin into vector polygons. For each polygon, it creates attributes such as a zone identifier, a temperature bin, a temperature label, and a temperature category. Those records are then assembled into a GeoPandas geodata frame in a standard geographic coordinate system. So the layer is spatially consistent and ready for Oracle spatial storage. After polygon creation, the workflow performs geometry cleanup. It removes null and empty shapes, applies a light geometry repair step to clean boundary issues, checks geometry validity, and rebuilds the zone IDs after cleanup. This is important because polygonization can sometimes create sliver geometries or invalid boundaries that need to be corrected before loading. Once the polygon layer is ready, the workflow prepares the Oracle Autonomous AI Lakehouse connection. It copies the required wallet files into a runtime location so the session can connect securely. It then creates reusable JDBC helper functions for running Oracle SQL, querying single values, and safely dropping tables or views during reruns. Those helpers are reused for table creation, data load, geometry conversion, metadata registration, validation, and indexing. Next, the workflow creates the target table in Oracle Autonomous AI Lakehouse. The table stores the zone identifier, temperature bin, temperature label, temperature category, and a native Oracle geometry column. To make the load simple and reliable, the workflow first adds a temporary well-known text column. Each polygon is converted to well-known text in Python, inserted row by row through JDBC as a large text object, and committed in batches. That is also useful because the same polygon representation could be delivered as a CSV with a geometry text column or prepared in GeoJSON format, depending on how the downstream analytics workflow needs to consume it. In this workflow, commits happen every 100 rows, which keeps the load stable and easy to monitor. Once the well-known text rows are loaded, the workflow converts that text into native Oracle spatial geometry. The workflow then validates and prepares the spatial layer for production use. Invalid shapes are corrected using Oracle's geometry rectify and repair function. Spatial metadata is registered in the Oracle spatial metadata table, and a spatial index is created using the Oracle spatial index. After that, the temporary text column is dropped, so the final table keeps only the native geometry representation. At that point, the polygon layer is stored as a durable analytical object inside Oracle Autonomous AI Lakehouse and is ready for downstream spatial analysis. As previewed earlier, this output is then brought into Oracle Analytics Cloud as a ready-to-use polygon layer. The geometry column is recognized directly for mapping, and the zones are styled by risk category label, so the output reads as a clear thematic map rather than a raw raster surface. That makes it much easier to explore regional patterns, compare risk categories, and use the layer as analytical context in broader business views. So, this workflow is really about converting dense spatial measurements into a compact, indexed, business-ready polygon layer that can be stored in Oracle Autonomous AI Lakehouse and visualized directly in Oracle Analytics Cloud. In the next video, we'll take this climate layer and apply it to business supply chain assets as an example, so we can identify which locations fall into different risk zones and turn that into operational insight. Thank you for watching.